Let's have a quick look at the audio capabilities of the Flint system. If you come here to the Broadcast Picks logo, Panel, Audio Mixer, it'll bring up the internal audio mixer that's built into the Broadcast Picks Flint system. First, let's make sure it's actually turned on. If you come here to Setup, System Settings, and then the Audio tab, you will see here a checkbox where you can basically turn the mixer on and off. You will also see some controls for regulating the audio of the built-in clip stores compared to everything else, and also the ability to adjust for delays going through the system. Once you've made sure that's set, here is the audio mixer control. There are actually three outputs. One output is your master output here with a master fader. Another output is your web output, which is here with this fader over here. And then there's a third output basically to your headset so you can solo microphones and things like that, hear what's going on. Here, as you look at the input fader, you'll see this is modeled on a professional mixer. If you click on here, it shows you which actual audio input is mapped to this fader. And here you can see that we can get the audio inputs from the individual embedded audio channels and the SDI inputs. We can also get audio from the HDMI inputs. We can get audio from our clip stores. It should be noted that our clip stores have stereo audio in them. And we can even get audio from the mic and line inputs on the computer. You can also label the input if you like, so that it's a little clearer, and then set up things like pan settings and preamp gain and stuff like that that you would find in a normal mixer. Let's go over the individual controls a little bit. The first one is the audio fader. You're probably familiar with this already. And the meter here shows you green means you're in the safe area, yellow means to watch out a little bit, and red means that your signal is probably going a little bit too strong and it's going to clip the sound. If your meter here, if you have to move the fader way down here in order to keep it out of the red, then what you probably should do is come here and adjust the input gain downward a little bit, or upwards if necessary. This is sort of a rough adjustment. And then this is the adjustment to use during the actual production. The button here, mute, what this will do is this will close down this audio microphone or whatever as long as this button is pushed. The typical purpose is that you're playing a news story or something like that and you want to turn off the microphone from the talent so that they have a chance to talk to the producer about what's coming up next and that stuff doesn't make it out on the air. The solo button will just put this single microphone out, and the purpose for this is if you're trying to track down which microphone is actually generating a particular sound or something like that, then you can hear each microphone one at a time to figure out where that sound might be coming from. This follow control is interesting. What it does is it means that then this audio fader will follow a particular input. For example, input 3. So you'll see that every time I go to input 3, the fader goes up, and every time I go to input another input, the fader goes down. So again, this can be very useful for setting the audio while we're playing news stories and stuff like that. And the place to set the follow is here. If you come over here, you'll see here a little menu where you can have it basically follow any of the sources that may be on the panel. Then, finally, there's this control, which is a link control. The truth of the matter is that there are two audio mixers in this system, master and web. So by turning the link function on, it means that in both of these, this fader will go up. In other words, the web output will follow the master output. But if you don't want that to be the case, just turn that off. And then, as you look at the different mixers, you'll see that actually the settings are different. So a very useful function. Let's have a quick look at the outputs. This here is our HD SDI output. It carries 4 channels of embedded audio. Channels 1 and channel 2 are your master output, the master output from the mixer. Channels 3 and channels 4 are your web mix. So the 2 various outputs from the mixer are both carried as embedded audio on the HD SDI output. Essentially the same thing goes for the analog output. The analog output, hold on, let me bring it up, has a breakout cable on it. Looks like that. And you will see outputs 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2 are for your master mix. 3 and 4 are for your web mix. On this breakout cable, there is also an SD SDI output, and the embedded audio on that is 1 and 2 master, 3 and 4 web mix. Finally, on the HDMI output, since that only has the capability of 2 embedded audio tracks, on that you will get your master output from the mixer. For people who don't want to use the mixer, who want to use perhaps an external mixer because they have a production with a lot of audio inputs, or they want the physical panel, that's possible to do too. Then what we do is we feed out the audio from the 2 clip stores that you will put into your external mixer so you can mix them into your production. And then we take the audio back from that mixer so that we can embed it in the web stream. And here is where we do it. This connection down here, which you can actually choose. Not only do we take back that signal, but we also can time the master output signal so that it is exactly synchronized with the video.